We're going to talk about what lowers your immune system. Generally, it comes down to your food, your movement, and your lifestyle. So think about sugar. So sugar suppresses your immune system. This means that your immune system is not capable of working 100%. And this can last 3 to 4 hours. Sugar can also activate an inflammatory response. If our diet is high in sugar, sugar can actually stick to protein and fat molecules and produce AGEs, advanced end product glycation. You don't need to know the name. Sorry, advanced glycation end products, but you don't need to know the name. But what it does is it changes the shape of a protein molecule or a fat molecule, and the body doesn't really know how to behave with that molecule. So the immune system will get turned on, inflammation will turn on, and there'll be a response. So sugar not only suppresses your immune system, it also alters the shape of certain molecules. Skin issues. So remember, the skin is the outside layer of defense. And if for any reason your skin is inflamed, broken, cracked, cut, your immune system is going to be compromised because your immune system is working to fix that problem. So inflammation, if there's redness, there's heat, there's swelling, there's pain, there's loss of function, these are all signs of inflammation. So a rash, eczema, anything like that, acne, it's all a sign of some inflammation within the body. Again, your signs and your symptoms. Zinc is really good for helping to heal the skin. If your skin is really dry and flaky and cracking, that could be that you're low in omega-3, the essential fatty acid. Now we're going to talk about protein. So protein is the building blocks of the body, but also the immune system. So protein breaks down into amino acids, chains of amino acids. And the immune system can be compromised if the body is lacking in any of these amino acids. So protein levels can be low for a couple of reasons. Your dietary choices. Are you eating good quality protein, or are you eating the same thing all the time and just not getting a good mix? It comes down to digestion. If you're not producing enough stomach acid, your body's going to struggle to break down the protein that you are consuming. And it's also not going to be able to break down the minerals of the food that you're consuming. So you can have low protein levels because you're eating low amounts, or that you're not actually absorbing it properly. Stress also shuts down digestion, and this could be another reason why you've got low protein or low amino acids, because the food isn't getting broken down like it should be. If you feel like meat, or if you had a big meal and you feel like meat, that meal just sits in your stomach for hours after, this can be an indication that you have low stomach acid. Poor digestion. So this can lead to inflammation in the gut because those undigested foods are present, and they can they can ferment, they can rot, go rancid, and that can be a problem for your immune system. So stress shuts down the digestive system. When you're stressed, your body is in a flight or fight response. Your rest and digest state is being ignored. So if you're stressed from work, if you're stressed because you had a fight with your partner, the kids are driving you crazy, whatever it is, if you're stressed and you go to eat a meal, your body isn't ready for that meal. It's not going to produce the enzymes. It's not relaxed. Digestion is not going to be functioning optimally. So when you're stressed, what tends to happen is our body turns into that flight or fight response. When we're in that flight and fight response, what happens is blood is pushed away from your digestive system. It's sent to your arms, legs, and lungs so that you can move faster. It's sent to your eyes to dilate your pupils so that you can actually see better, so you can see what's going on. So what's happening is the blood is running from your digestive system, so your digestive system can't do its job. When we're stressed, the body also secretes cortisol, and this is a hormone, a stress hormone. Don't get me wrong, we need cortisol, but when it's being produced and it's not turned off, this can suppress the immune system. Okay? And steroids suppress the immune system. So if you've been on steroids for a prolonged amount of time, your immune system can be suppressed because of that. Man-made foods, toxins, anything that ends up in your system that isn't natural can stress your liver and then place the body or the immune system under a bit of pressure. So man-made foods, these are designed literally to sit on a shelf. They're not designed to supply your body with nutrients. Okay? So the longer the shelf life of a food, the less nutrients in it. Can't make money off a product that goes rancid in 2 or 3 days. So they've got to make sure that that product stays as fresh, in inverted commas, as possible. So the way to do that is to take anything that's going to go rancid or go off out of it. And generally fat goes off first, so they want to take out any delicate fats that might go rancid, and they generally put back in highly processed fats. So think of trans fat, artificial sweeteners, pesticides, GMO, refined foods. These all place extra work on your liver because your liver has to go to work to break them down. And a lot of them don't come with the nutrients, the B vitamins, the minerals that help to break food down. So what happens is your body needs to use its supply of nutrients to break the food down. And that's just a lot of work on your liver. So your liver becomes overworked from poor food choices. And there may be immune reactions. So think of a bucket. If you keep putting stuff into a bucket, keep loading up that bucket, eventually that bucket will overflow. And this is what can happen with the liver. So you're sending toxins to the liver to get filtered through, and eventually the liver's like, hey, wait up, hold up, I can't take anymore. There's a backlog, and those toxins end up in the bloodstream, going around the bloodstream, and the immune system will start to go, why is that there? It shouldn't be there, and it'll automatically set up an inflammatory response. So any substance that the liver should have dealt with can end up in your bloodstream, and that's the problem. So what I want to try and teach you today is that you need to work on reducing anything that can activate your immune system that's in your control. And it's not a pathogen, it's not a virus, it's not a bacteria. Okay? Once we do that, your immune system's going to work a little bit better. It's going to have less work to do, so it's going to work better. Okay, so am I right? I am right. So these are just the questions that would be an indication something is that you need to support your immune system. So the score is 0 is doesn't occur, 1 occurs once a month, 2 weekly, and 3 daily. So these are the questions. Do you suffer from a runny nose or dripping nose? Do you catch colds at the beginning of the winter? If you have a cough, do you produce a lot of mucus? Do you get colds frequently? Other infections like ear, sinus, lung, skin, bladder, kidney, and how many times a year you get it? You never get sick. This can also be a sign that your immune system isn't functioning optimally because it's not dealing with anything. Do you suffer from adult acne? Do you suffer from itchy skin or dermatitis? Do you suffer from cysts, boils, or skin rashes? And do you have a history with chronic viral diseases? So shingles, chronic fatigue, hepatitis, mono, which would be glandular fever, Epstein-Barr, herpes. These can just be a sign that the immune system isn't functioning optimally. So do up your scores there on the right-hand column, and then you'll see where your score ends up. And if your immune system is low, moderate, or high priority. So we're going to talk about food. Okay, so food, glorious food. We have nutritional status. So you are what you eat. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Gillian McKeith. She was probably around in the early 2000s, maybe a little bit later. But she was all about you are what you eat. So if you eat junk food 24/7, your body's going to be made out of that junk food. So a body made of junk can't support its immune system like it should. It's not going to function optimally. So is your diet high in processed foods? Do you eat a lot of takeout? Are you like a can't cook, won't cook kind of person? These are the things that's going to affect what raw materials your body has to support your immune system. So if the foods you're eating are low in vitamins, minerals, proteins, fiber, and healthy fat, your body's not, it's missing out on the fundamentals of what it needs. Yes, these foods are going to taste good, unfortunately. They're going to be good in flavor, but that's about it. I think there was an 18-year-old, maybe he's 15, in England recently. He was diagnosed as being legally blind, and they couldn't figure out why. Like, he went to the doctor, I think, when he was 15, said his vision was a bit off, couldn't figure it out, went back, still couldn't figure it out, went back a couple of years later, and then I think he was declared legally blind. And the reason was he had no nutrients in his diet. He was literally living off like fries or chips, pizza, and sausages. Like nothing to support the body and its functioning.